Hey, what's up, guys? We're back working on the little Sun Dolphin Pro 120 fishing boat. I know I keep going back and forth. I do apologize for that. But here I'm just cutting out the new decks. I use the old ones as a template. So I already marked them out yesterday. Today, I started the cuts on them. I already got this piece. It's already cut through. I'm not going to be using those exact holes for the hatches, but I did mark them out because I want to be able to know exactly where those sit, because my new hatches are going to go flush with the wood. Flush in the sense that they're not going to be cut smaller than the existing ones currently were. So when you put the old casting deck down on the boat here, you would see still some of the plastic, you know, around here. But the new hatches that I put in, they're not going to do that, so I won't have any chance, hopefully, of leaking, because the other ones have a gasket on them. So I do have 5 of them. We're going to have 3 up front here, 2 in the back, still the same thing. They are hardened plastic. I hope it's not a mistake using them instead of wood. I hope they're durable. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, at least I finally got back to it. I've been going back and forth, and then I just bought another boat, and that's over at my other property, and I'm going to be renovating that as well at some point. I'll video that one too. It's a 1995 Bass Tracker Pro 17, so it's a 17-foot all aluminum riveted bass boat with a 60 horsepower 2-stroke Evinrude tracker motor on it. So we'll be doing a full rehab on that as well, and yeah, we'll see. We'll take it from there. Everything on this one's pretty much set to go. It's just now just putting all my parts to good use. So we'll see. Originally I was going to extend the casting decks on this and try to do something a little bit more custom, a little bit more, a little bit different than what it had. But now that I have the other boat, I don't feel the need to go crazy on this one. So this one's just going to be the same casting decks. We're just going to put them back to the factory size that they were, and that'll hopefully at least save me some time. The one thing I am doing different is I do have another piece of wood right here, and this is going to go as a flat deck down here instead of walking on these little ribs that I was never happy with. I'll have a nice flat bottom. That too will also be covered in EVA foam. So let me stop jabbering and get back to doing some cutting over here. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll answer whatever I can to the best that I can. And appreciate you checking it out. There's not a whole lot to see here. It's just a lot of boring wood cutting. I will say I did just pick up this Diablo blade last night from Home Depot. That thing is amazing. 20 bucks for the blade, but Jesus, that thing cuts. Smooth as butter. I would also say if you're going to be cutting some wood, get yourself a piece of this polystyrene foam. I know people use that pink board. This one is a lot cheaper. I think it cost me 15 bucks by a 4x8 sheet. It's 1 inch thick. It gives you a good place to cut. Your whole surface is supported. Just makes things a lot simpler in my opinion. This is my first time using a piece of this, and I feel like an idiot for not having done it before. Now we're going to cut this little end off because I got some cracks and voids in it. I'm telling you guys, that blade is insane. This is the one that I got. It's ultra finished, the Diablo. It's $20 at Home Depot. Oh man, I'm just gonna try to get you guys in here. This cut is so smooth. It's insane. I mean, it's like butter. There's no splintered edges. I mean, nothing. Smooth as butter. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. You guys get to stay in the shade. I'm the one out in the hot sun. I'm gonna tell you, it's hot. It sucks. All right. Those are cut. Those big cuts are done. Now we're going to rip the sides out to taper this off on this piece here. I will give you another tip. If you're using this with the shiny stuff, have a good pair of glasses, or do the smart thing and flip it over so you got the white side up so it's not shining in your eyes. Because I'm feeling kind of like a jackass right now. I'm going to cut on the outside of this. cut on the outside of that line is giving me room to sand that down exactly where I want it. I guess I'm gonna do a little sand, a little more sanding over here than I would have liked, but that's okay. So I got something solid to stand on. That back a bit. There we go. Move my cord out of the way. And I'm gonna cut. I'm going to show you what I did here. I definitely cut that side a lot nicer than I did this side. But basically, what I'm trying to do is, because I'm not using carpeting, I got to make up that little difference that the carpet made up. So I cut proud of my line so that I can come back and sand that down to where I think it's going to fit the best. So my line is here based off the other one. I cut about 1/4 of an inch or so larger than that on this side. That's what I'm saying. I did this side a lot nicer than the other one. So that way I have room to sand that down. And with the foam that I'm using, it's not going to wrap around the edges. I'm going to seal my edges with epoxy. Originally I was going to use spar varnish. So this is what I was going to use. I don't know how well you guys can see that. And this is now what I'm going to use. And the reason for that is, I don't know if you guys have looked at any of the wood lately, but it sucks. It's full of voids. So I'm not going to be able to fill any of these voids in with the varnish. So I don't know if you guys can see here. Oh, here's a good spot right here. All of this, it just sucks. And that whole inside is just a void. So what I'm going to do my best is to, and here, we got one over here. When I ripped the edges off, I couldn't even see this in the store. But look at that crap. It's just junk. So I'm trying to make the best out of a bad situation. So I am going to use the resin. And what my attempt is going to be with that is to fill some of those voids with the resin once I get it templated and fit where I'm happy with it. You know, then I'll take it from there. So I'm going to sand it all down, and then we'll come over it with that resin. But before I do any of that, I'm going to make sure I'm going to cut out all my hatch areas, and that way I can seal everything on the inside. But let me let you see what I'm going to put down there. I'm going to show you guys something. When I tell you I went a little nuts when looking for stuff for this boat to redo it, I mean, I went nuts. I got 2 brand new seats here from Bass Pro. I've got, this is EVA foam flooring. This is 2 more boxes of EVA foam flooring. This is an umbrella that I got for the boat because it's plastic and I didn't want to go through the excuse me, the hassle of trying to mount a canopy. But then I had so many boxes that I got a great big box and I was able to put the majority of all my stuff in here. So like I have my hatches, stern pad for fish mount finder. I've got a hydrofoil for my 15 horse Daihatsu motor. And then these are the hatches I was talking about. These are the little ones, so I believe these are the ones going up front. Let me show you. So these are the hatches that I picked up. Twist that, and then boom, that one opens. You got a nice rubber gasket here. These sealed down with screws on the bottom. I guess if you really wanted to go crazy, you could put some gasket seal or, you know, 5200. I have read people having problems with these. This tab is breaking off. What I'm going to try to do is I feel like they're just too tight from the factory. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a small screw inside there on each one of these, because I'll be honest, they are a little stiff to move. So what I'm gonna do is loosen that screw up a bit just to give me what I think I need to make it a little easier and hopefully not break. But what is nice about these is and again, I don't know how much you guys can see this, all of these are countersunk. It does not come with mounting hardware, at least the ones that I purchased did not. So I am going to have to source that out. I wish I'd have thought about that last night when I was at the store. So let me show you how I'm going to try to mount these down. And the reason I drew the templates on the pieces of wood, because the old ones really needed to go in the garbage. So like I said, these are going on the front. Sorry, I just want to fall over. Put you back over here. So. That's a tight fit. So I've got several different sizes on these. I'm going to have to see which ones I've got where. My 2 big ones they're pretty large. They're 20 some odd inches by 14. For these ones, that might be the smallest one I've got. I got to double check. so all three of these are all going to be the same size. Oh man, that just looks awfully close over there. It should be okay. Should be okay. If I need to, I can move that in a bit. But the reason I need to size this out is because we got my cutout, that's the factory cutout, and I want mine to fit right inside, and by fitting there I shouldn't hit anything as far as the exterior goes. So it'll give me more places to anchor down here, which is what I truly wanted. So now I can go ahead, and once I get this situated exactly where I want it, I can go ahead and trace that out. I'll be good to go. Because I've got plenty of room inside here to kind of move things around, you know, to where I want them to be. I think I like that there. So I have 3 of these this size, I have 2 more in that size, so I only had 2 different sizes. Now the only downside to this, I believe, is going to be the fact that it won't be flush anymore like it sits now. So before, from the factory, as you guys know who have one of these, the wood piece was it was just a cutout, and that was your actual platform. So everything sat flush. These are not going to seat flush. So that's the only thing I don't know that I'm going to like about it. And I don't think I can countersink these down much because of these hinges that sit here. So, but like I said, I mean, this little boat is just for me to kind of play around and have fun with while I get the other one up and going. And then I'll probably use the larger boat more than I would this little guy anyway. But this is perfect for like little ponds and small lakes, stuff like that. Little, what do you call them? Little canals. You want to do some canal fishing, this is probably the way to go. It's small, it runs shallow water. And I think once I get my hydrofoil and everything installed on here, my little Tohatsu 15 horse, this thing is going to run like a dream. The fastest I got prior to any of the work that I'm doing now was, I believe it was on GPS, I think we were 23, almost 24 miles an hour in that little boat. And that was with me, and I weigh 215, my buddy who weighs 200, and all of our fishing gear. So, you know, we definitely had over, or probably right at the threshold of this 440 pound capacity, plus the motor itself weighs another 120, and this thing pushed us fine right down one of the canals out there in off of Alligator Alley. So enough talking, I'm gonna try to get back to work here, and hope you guys enjoy. Alright, I'm gonna attempt to test fit these 2 decks that I just cut. I'm going to try to fit that top one first. Just try to see where I'm at, how much I need to sand off this baby. This is 3/4 inch plywood. It is not pressure treated. It is not marine grade. Again, I don't know if you guys have even priced out wood lately. This this sheet was one cheap. Well, I take it back. This one was not bad. The other ones were almost $60 for the pressure treated, and I'm going to tell you now, it was absolute trash. No.